is made possible. Utah Conversations with Ted Kapner is made possible by the members of KUED in partnership with Jerry Taylor and Edna Anderson Taylor, proud to support local KUED programming. The Larry S. and Allison Smith Challenge Fund, encouraging individuals and businesses throughout Utah to support KUED community affairs programming.
Utah Howard Clark, long a successful businessman, is now an acclaimed artist. Looking for a way to deal with obsessive-compulsive disorder, his doctor told him to find a creative outlet. He did. And those who love art and the artist himself have been greatly rewarded. Artist Howard Clark's story next. Howard, thanks for being here.
Nice to be here,
Thank
Ted.
you.
Like old homework.
Yeah. Creativity. Now, you are very anxious that people become creative, use creativity. Why?
Because it makes them feel better. It makes them healthier. It makes them happier.
What kind of creativity are we talking about?
Anything that's a phenomenon of something new that has value is creative. Anything. In my field, I express it in art.
Yeah.
But it can be expressed in music, it can be expressed in writing books, novels, creating iPhones, anything that's new, that has value is creative. That's a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm. You have some quotes from some famous people about creativity. You haven't memorized them all, but why don't you read the first couple there?
Well, Pablo Picasso said every child is an artist.
Yeah.
The problem is staying an artist when you grow up.
That's right.
And then Vincent van Gogh said, if you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint.
Yeah.
And that voice will be silenced. Dr. Seuss said, think left, think right, think low, think high. Oh, the thinks you can think up if you only try.
Yeah. Okay, Howard, now you are a creative person, and this creativity that you're doing now through your great art that we're going to see a lot of, some of, here today, came about what point in your life and why? I mean, you weren't an artist when I knew you a few years back.
And in 1969, I had to have a cancer operation. And after the cancer operation, I got struck with a terrible, terrible illness, which was a compulsive disorder.
Yeah.
And
obsessive compulsive disorder.
Okay,
all right.
And it really paralyzed me because I couldn't do anything. And so just to give you an illustration, Ted, my wife would say, you're so miserable, why don't you just go outside and get some sunlight? And I'd say, I can't go outside. Why can't you go outside? Because I can't get outside. Oh, why can't you get outside? Because I can't open the door. Oh, why can't you open the door? Because I'm afraid there are germs on the doorknob.
Oh, my.
And everything in my life started being like that, where I couldn't function because of this obsessive compulsive disorder. So I went to my personal doctor,
Okay.
primary care, and he said, well, you've got obsessive compulsive disorder, but I'm not the one to fix that. I'm going to send you to a lady who's a psychologist, and I think she'll help you. So I went to the lady, and she was great. After about 5 sessions, she said, Howard, I'm sorry, but I can't help you. And I said, why can't you help me? And she said, because I can't prescribe medicine, and you need medicine. I can prescribe it through your doctor, but he's too slow. He won't get us there fast enough. I've got a psychiatrist who is fabulous. And if you could get to him, he'd cure you. But the problem is you probably can't get to him because he's so busy.
Yeah.
I'll try to get you an appointment with him. Well, she called me up the next day and said, I've got you an appointment with Dr. Michael Lowry. He was at IHC, was down on Redwood Road. I went down, I told him my problem. He said, Howard, I can fix you. I said, really? And he said, yes, I can fix you. I said, oh, that would be such a blessing. So he said, we're going to start out with some pills. So he started out with some pills. The thing he did is call me every day for a few days just to see how I was doing. And if I needed a little change, he'd change it. And within a short period of time, I was getting better. And I said, now I'm going to go back and do some painting. And he said, that would be a great idea. I went back and started painting. But I was doing creative type painting. In other words, I didn't copy anything. I didn't try to copy anybody else's work. I just did things that came from my mind and my heart.
And not from nature.
Not from nature.
Okay.
Not God's landscape.
Okay.
That would have been copying him.
Yeah, okay. All right.
But from my own thoughts, which became abstract work.
Yeah, we're going to look at some.
And when I would be, and the colors the same, and my son-in-law and I even developed the colors. So in a way, we even created the paints to color the paintings from.
Okay, well, you can tell me more about this, and I want you to, but we want to look at some of your paintings.
Okay.
In fact, we have a bit of tape, video here, of you at work in your studio. So, John, let's look at that now. Howard, did the OCD come about after you had that physical health problem?
Yes, after I had the cancer operation.
Yes, yeah. You didn't have it before?
No,
so
none.
You think they were related?
Absolutely.
Do you? How so? Just happened, huh?
I have read since that about 3 or 5% of cancer patients get OCD.
Really?
Yeah.
But you survived the cancer.
Survived the cancer.
And now you've survived the OCD.
Yes.
How many people are suffer from OCD, do you think?
Thousands and thousands. I run into them all the time.
Do you?
Yes,
Do you really?
I do.
And do you suggest to them that they get a creative project?
I do.
I'll bet you do.
I do in a minute. It doesn't matter what its creation is,
Yeah.
as long as they're doing something new, and it's a phenomenon of something new and it has value.
And your paintings have value.
Yes,
Is
they
that
do.
dollars and cents value or just value to you or both?
Both.
Is it both? Is
Both.
It? Well, Howard, you were a businessman for many years, Clark Leeming,
Yes.
and you did well, was a great company and sold great stuff. Now you're selling great paintings. You don't need the money.
Well, that's a matter of judgment, Ted. No, in fact, a big part of my enjoyment now in painting is to gift them to public spaces.
I know you do. And they're all over the university and in other places.
That's right.
And they're beautiful. They are.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, the OCD is really, really debilitating. I mean, it's awful, right?
Absolutely. Totally, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You can't function.
How long did it last, and how long did it take to get rid of it?
I wasn't smart enough to know how to get rid of it for a while.
No.
But then when I finally got to my doctor,
Yeah.
and then he sent me to this lady,
Yeah.
it wasn't happening
Yeah.
because I wasn't getting pills.
Yeah.
And then when she sent me
To
to
Dr.
the
Lowry.
psychiatrist,
Yeah.
Dr. Michael Lowry,
Yeah.
then he got it happening in a hurry.
Was it with pills or with talk therapy or both?
It was mostly pills.
What kind of pills?
Serotonin
Yeah.
and
A mixture that you can't remember. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
a big mixture of pills.
Yeah.
And it started to help right away. And then I told him and found that as I would do this painting, as long as I kept it on a creative basis,
Yeah.
it was doing the same thing with the pills.
Yeah. So you stopped taking the pills?
Yeah, he said, stop the pills
Did he?
and go paint.
Did he?
That was his recommendation.
He's still practicing up here at the U?
He is.
Yeah.
And he's intelligent, wonderful, functional, great guy.
But he's about to retire,
Coming close.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. Howard, let's look at a couple of your paintings. John, let's look at a couple of Howard's paintings. And I want to ask you now, how would you describe this painting here?
I don't know what it's going to be when I start. I know when it's finished because it feels good and right. Until I get that feeling, I have to prod on, but as soon as I get that feeling, I stop.
Do you?
You can overdo it.
Yeah.
You can ruin it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I stop.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what I started with on that one. Probably red, and then I brought in blue, and and when it was finished, I quit.
And the same here. This
Same
one
here.
You always use these bright colors, or sometimes not?
Not always.
Yeah.
Mostly, because that's part of the good feeling.
Yeah,
is the bright
yeah.
for me.
For you, sure.
And the paint that we developed are primarily bright colors.
You developed these paints.
Yes, my son-in-law and I developed these paints.
This one you used some white even in.
Yes.
It looks like to me a volcano coming down the hill with white.
Yeah. Now the white we didn't develop, but the colors.
How did you do that? And why?
Well, we wanted them bright.
Yeah.
And so how we did it is we got numerous dyes from the mountainside, various mountainsides, because that's where dyes come from mostly, the earth.
You got your own.
We got our own, and then we had somebody procure from the mountainside, and then we did the mixtures with the water and various acrylics and so forth, and created the paintings.
Really?
Or created the paint.
Really?
Yeah.
And you couldn't find that kind of paint at the paint store or an art store?
No, there's not that kind of paint at the paint store.
Yeah, yeah.
That we know of.
Okay. But so you use water.
Yes.
And you said acrylics.
Yeah, some acrylics.
And some oil-based paint.
Some oil-based paints. Now, why we use acrylics and water and oil-based, as you can see, we don't have many things mixing there. And we don't want too many things mixing. We want them to fight each other.
Yeah.
See, they're not mixing. And they give you edges that are black and different colors and so forth because they're starting to fight and they're not mixing.
They don't mix. They don't run into each other?
Well, they do to some extent. Like if we use yellow
Yeah.
and blue,
Yeah,
we're
like-
going to get green.
Yeah. Okay, right here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to get
Here's,
green.
here's one with yellow.
But they tend to have margins and they tend not to mix
Really?
as much.
And like on this one, did you do this one on a day that you wondered whether you were going to feel good or bad?
Probably.
Well, do your paintings reflect your mood and how you feel in a day?
They have to, yes, absolutely.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because it's the feeling that you put in the painting that makes the painting,
Yeah.
and that's the feeling that you get when you're finished that says stop,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah. So if you got up in the morning and didn't feel great,
Yeah.
I mean, not because of OCD, because you don't have it anymore,
Yeah.
or not because of cancer, because you're clear. You're
Right.
clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just because you didn't sleep so well, you
Right.
got up and went to the studio.
Uh-huh.
Would you do a sort of a dark painting, or would you just not go to the studio?
I would go to the studio, and I would go because then I'd feel better after I got through going, because I feel that the painting sends serotonin to my brain,
Yeah.
as if you take a pill for that purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So painting does the same thing for me as those serotonin and
Yeah. Okay.
you know,
The other things.
the other things they give you to feel better.
Yeah. How often do you go to the studio?
Well, every day.
Do you go every day?
When I'm here, over a period of time.
Yeah.
I haven't been for a few days because I've been back to New York.
Yeah,
but,
you went to hear the symphony. Good
went to
for
hear
you.
the symphony.
Good for you.
but the symphony does good things for you too.
Does it?
Oh, absolutely.
Does it make you feel what you want to get to the studio and get busy?
Yes.
Does it?
It does, for sure.
Yeah. So do you listen to music while you're painting?
I do.
Do you?
I do. And here again, it's interesting. If I wear dark clothes, my paintings come out one way. If I wear light clothes, they'll come out another. If I listen to certain kinds of music, my paintings will come out a certain way. And if I listen to other kinds of music, they'll come out another way.
Really?
Oh, it
Seriously?
has
Really?
absolute influence.
Really? Do you listen to hip hop?
Some.
Do you? I thought.
If I want to just do something crazy, I do.
Do you? But mostly it's symphonic, classical.
Mostly symphonic, classical. Or back to the old days when we were,
Frank, you listen to Frank?
yeah,
Do you?
Frank Sinatra
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Sarah Vaughan. and
Okay. All right.
those.
Okay. So, but Howard, while we're on the techniques you use, you don't use paintbrushes.
Rarely.
Sometimes, but not often.
That's correct.
Why?
Well, because I can't achieve what I want with the paintbrush.
Can't you?
No.
How do you achieve it?
Fingers, big knives, sometimes big paintbrushes that are paintbrushes like you use on a house,
Yeah.
but not little,
Not little
not
art.
tiny.
Okay. Okay.
No,
All
not
right.
those kind of paintbrushes.
Okay. But so you're like Jackson Pollock in a way?
In a way.
Yeah.
In a way.
You just throw paint? Not really.
I can. I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do ya?
Sometimes I throw paint.
Do you?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
But usually you spray it?
I spray it and I do it with my hands and fingers.
Yeah.
And I'll do it with big paintbrushes sometimes, and just with my hand, or sometimes a cloth, or sometimes just a spatula, all kinds of stuff.
Do you wear gloves?
I do.
Do you when you?
Oh yeah, I wear examination gloves.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Why?
So I don't get all that paint on my hands.
You ruin your skin or something.
Well, and it's hard to get off. It takes time
yeah.
to get off.
Yeah, that's right.
But another thing I do is I wear a mask. And most of my paints you don't need to. But I want to be very careful not to smell what they call obsessive compulsive. No, I mean
Something bad.
Organic chemicals that are bad.
Okay, organic chemicals that are bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wear a mask all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't wear that, you might get sick again.
Well, you can, because people do. It's a fact.
Yeah.
From those, bad paints.
You've won quite a few awards with your paintings at different shows and such.
I have.
And they do show around.
Yes.
That gives you a considerable sense of achievement, pride, if you will?
Hard to do it the first time.
What do you mean?
Well, you have to get a certain feeling of, I'm good enough to do it.
Yeah.
To feel good enough to do it.
Yeah.
In other words, it scares you to death.
Yeah.
I just give you a little example how I started to get over this. Gary Collins, who worked for us, a good artist, good friend, many people know him, said, Howard, you've got to take a painting to the state fair with me, because I can't do it by myself, because there's certain inhibitions to do that. And I said, well, I don't have anything. I've just started, and my things are terrible.
Yeah.
And so, but I said, for you, I'll do it. He said, you just got to do it for me, because I got to get over this hump.
Yeah.
So they asked us at the front desk, what amount of insurance would you like? And he said $4,000.
On his.
Said, on his. And I said, here's my chance, $4,000. And put the tag right out to the front. So that's how you kind of get over it.
So you got over your fear.
Over a period of time, I got over my fear of showing the work in front of other people and friends.
And now you're not afraid at all?
Not at all.
You just love your painting, and if other people don't, so be it.
That's correct.
And if they do, hip, hip, hooray.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm sure people just love them. They're all over, and they're so colorful.
Well,
aren't they?
I make them colorful.
You do, sure you do.
I definitely make them colorful
and
on purpose.
And they're really big, most of them.
I don't do anything less than 4 foot by 4 foot anymore.
Why?
Because I enjoy doing big ones. I can express myself better. I can get more of a scope of what I want to say in size. If you get it too small, it's too delicate.
Yeah.
So I do them up to, 10 feet by 20 feet.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get him out of the studio?
I got a big garage door.
You got a big door.
Yeah.
That's the easy answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Howard, we could go on all day talking about your paintings because they are really delightful. But let's go back to you and about your health and about your earlier days. Now, when you were a kid, you never had OCD, and you were vibrant and vital, and you like to get out and play and do everything.
That's true. I just had the common measles, and
Yeah.
But the cancer affected me different.
Yeah.
And it scared me to death.
Did it?
It scared me to death.
How old were you again?
Well,
You said
it was
you were
about
69, so I can tell you how old you were. 32 or 3 from 69 is you were about 36? No. Go ahead, you add it up. I can't do it.
Well, I'm now 80.
Yeah.
So go back.
Okay.
It was about 50, late 50s.
Yeah. So you felt the reaper.
Oh,
the Grim Reaper.
yeah. Just making a decision, Ted,
Yeah.
of what to do about it.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of options.
Did you?
I did.
What were they?
Well, it was prostate cancer.
Oh.
So I could go removal. I could go, the seeds.
Yeah.
I had a lot of different choices. I had to make that choice, and it was not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which did you choose?
Removal.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. I decided that was the safest and most definite for me.
Okay, and it hasn't affected your life after that.
I've been pretty good.
Yeah, good.
They did I won't say it hasn't affected me at all.
Yeah.
But they did a good job.
Okay, you were born in Salt Lake City.
I was.
And went to East High.
I spent my first 13 years in Davis County.
Oh, did you?
Farmington, Utah.
Did
Went
you?
to Farmington Grade School.
Yeah.
South Davis Junior High.
Yeah.
Then moved in My father passed away, and I had 4 sisters in college at the U, and so my mother moved us to Salt Lake City because it was hard to come in and out on the Bamberger.
Yeah.
And so I came in junior high, I went to East High, and then went to the University of Utah, and that's where I met you.
Yeah, and you've had a really good life overall.
It's worked just very well.
And your business career was good and fulfilling, or was it?
It was extremely fulfilling.
Was it? Was it?
It was really very extremely fulfilling.
You got along well with those sisters?
I did different things than the sisters.
Did you? What did you do?
After we got, well, I sold the jobs. I didn't do interior work.
Did you?
I was the guy that sold the jobs, but I still soon got us off. I got us off into commercial right away.
Yeah.
Which was quite a bit different than residential for me.
Yeah.
And then I got us off into real estate development.
Oh, did you?
And I married that with the interiors business.
Really?
Yeah. So we did a lot of work downtown, and then actually we did work from Boston to Seattle.
You were a good salesman, I'll bet.
Well,
I'll bet you were really good.
I had fun.
Yeah.
It worked well. We built the buildings for clients and furnished them. We combined those 2 talents together.
When did you retire from that?
2 years ago,
Oh,
after I'd worked for 60 years.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So you were an artist doing your art and still doing your business career.
Right.
And now you're healthy and happy.
Yes.
And your wife's well?
Yes.
Good. Howard, thanks for being here.
I'm happy to be here.
It's been fun.
Thank you,
Thank
Ted,
you very
for
much.
inviting me.
Keep up the good artwork.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You know, before we leave today, I'd like to thank the great people here at KUED who work to bring this show to you. Dana Baracco, Associate Producer. Cheryl Niederhauser, Production Assistant. Directors Bill Lauer and John Castellano. Audio engineers Bill Gordon, Will Montoya, and Kevin Sweet, and the many others who help us so much. I hope that you will join me next time for another Utah Conversation.